that went down today with these indictments, and who is the real Russian colluder. Oh, we have a lot to talk about because I've been mad all day.
All day?
I hope you all are ready for a show.
Yeah.
Silk, now do you have yourself together, girl?
No.
Okay, come on, Silk. We waiting on you, girl.
I'm waiting on it.
Okay, you waiting on whatever got to come through.
I'm waiting on it to come through.
Come on through. Come on, you. Everybody, come on in. Come on in. Because we are going to have a fantastic show tonight, you all.
Yes.
And I'm ready to get into the juiciness.
Yes.
Now, did whatever you need come in?
We're about to see.
Okay, let's see.
Let us see.
Let us see.
One moment.
Okay, go ahead. Yes. Everybody.
There we go. One moment.
Come on, girl.
I'm almost there, girl.
She almost there. Almost there.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. So you don't have to be sorry.
There we go.
All right. You ready?
I am ready for the show.
Love it.
Yes.
Hit it, Rob. Welcome to tonight's Chit Chat Live.
Yes.
We are your hosts, Diamond and Silk. And Silk, oh Silk. It was I had a lovely weekend.
Oh,
but baby, when I came back to this here Mueller situation, I was all ticked off. I've been ticked off all morning about it, girl.
Well, you know what?
What?
We better talk about our good experience that we had this weekend for a second before we dive in, because it's a lot of sugar honey.
It's a lot of sugar honey iced tea to talk about, you all.
Yes.
So first of all, I want to give a shout out to everybody that was in California this weekend. We had a lovely time with the California Federation of Republican Women, the Southern Division. I had a lovely time out there.
It was
amazing.
We
spoke out there. And to all of our fans that was like, oh my gosh, it's so liberal. Don't go. We're so afraid for you. We had so many fans in California and Arizona and all of those places. So we were fine.
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
And you know what? I believe that we can flip California.
I believe we can flip California.
That's right.
It's time to flip
I know
it.
we can.
It's time to flip California, baby.
Yes,
I think we can flip it.
Yes.
And you know what? I'm ready to get rid of Maxine Waters.
Yes.
I feel now more than willing and able. I think we can do it.
Maxine Waters and Jerry. What's the governor name down there?
Is his name Brown?
Whatever his name is.
Yeah, he needs to go too. He done messed California
Brown,
out.
Whatever his name is.
Also, you all, before we get started with the show, because I'm dying to talk to James O'Keefe.
Okay.
Yeah. But anywho, you all. So don't forget about the lunch date that we have coming up. Okay, the draw is November the 1st. If you go to the Diamond Silk Store, diamondsilkstore.com, whatever you purchase, your name is entered into a drawing. They're going to pull the names on November the 1st. So make sure you have 2 days or less than 48 hours left.
That's
so go get what you have to get.
And be sure to share this post. Share it right now. Stop what you're doing and share this post.
Share it with everybody, because you know how Facebook be doing.
Yes,
they will mess with your child. But I want you to share. And also, thank you all for all of your letters, your cards, your words of encouragement, all of your contributions. Thank you all for just really looking out for Diamond and Silk, wanting us to keep this thing going. And just always just thank y'all.
It's a blessing.
It really is a blessing. I love you all for that. I love you all. That's why I can't leave y'all. I have to be right here with you all.
That's right.
That's why.
With everybody.
Yeah. So I want to give them a little shout out or whatever. You have anything else you got to say before we get into it, girl?
That's it. I'm ready to dive into this.
You ready to dive into it?
It's some stuff that's been coming down the pipeline. There's some setup, some incest, everything going on.
Everything. Well, we know a lot of stuff is going on, but we got to get to the bottom of what's going on. And a lot of stuff that's coming out, we spoke about this stuff months ago.
Yes.
We spoke about certain things months ago. But and before we dive into that, you all, tonight we have a special guest. His name is James O'Keefe. He's an award-winning journalist, a writer. He's the founder and president of both Project Veritas and Project Veritas Action.
Yes.
Please, you all, welcome to the show, James O'Keefe. Welcome. Give a hand clap.
Let's do our own little hand clap. Welcome.
James. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Okay, so let me not get so excited because I met James, you all, I knew that he was doing all of this investigative work, okay? But we met him personally at the inauguration. Yes. And we had a really lovely time there with him. Yes. So, James, okay, darling. So we're going to dive right into this. Yep. First of all, welcome to the show. This is the Chit Chat live show. We're so happy. And our fans, all of our audience was like, oh, they were happy. That you were going to be on the show today. Yes. So, okay, now, you know, they are now calling you the undercover watchdog group.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, so listen, James. So this is what we want to know. How long have you been doing this type of investigative work?
Well, thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure to see you again, and that was a great time. We saw each other in, was it the Trump Hotel in that little room? And I came up and introduced myself, and I mean, I've been doing this for about I'd say 9 years. And I started out, with the Acorn videos. I actually went in as an undercover, as a pimp. And I said I had a prostitute, and we had multiple prostitutes. And this Acorn group was telling us how to disguise our illicit funds, and Obama shut the whole group down and defunded the group after we went in. So that's how I got started. People say, well, you don't really look like a pimp, James. And but I guess I just played the role.
I love it.
And then after that, we've done some 100 investigations since then, and you name it. I've played whatever the role you can imagine. I've played the role, and we have a whole bunch of journalists now that work with me, and we're infiltrating all the corrupt institutions.
I love it. That's amazing.
So okay, so tell me, what is your intent behind what you do? Because reading articles, I know sometimes you get a lot of flack. People try to say, well, he's editing the videos. Right. And I didn't see any of that.
No.
So what is your intent? So tell our audience, what is your intention? What are you doing, and why are you doing this?
I'm trying to expose the real motivations behind why people do things. So our recent video is about the mainstream media with like CNN and the New York Times. We're actually undercover into CNN and the New York Times. And these people are telling us what they really believe and why they say the things that in the fake news media. They're saying why they talk about Russia, for example, on CNN. They say, we talk about Russia all for the money. It's all for ratings. And they say it's actually BS with a lot of this Russia stuff. So we're trying to expose what they really believe when no one is looking. And the reason why we use hidden cameras is because they're never going to say these things in public. They're never going to admit it at a podium or on the record. So it's important. It's not, you don't want to always use hidden cameras, but it's important sometimes to show what people are saying and doing when nobody is looking.
I get you.
And it's about time that the fakeness be exposed.
Right. Because we've never seen it until this president came along.
That's right.
And then it's like all of this here craziness. It may have been going on, but we never paid any attention. Okay, so let's get right into it with the New York Times. So a couple of weeks ago, I was looking at the news feed on Twitter, and I saw something broke with the New York Times. Can you explain to everybody what happened?
So this was a editor for the New York Times, the paper of record, right? This is the holy grail of journalism. And this guy's name is Nick Dudich, and he's an editor, Nick Dudich. He's an editor at the New York Times, and he's talking about how he's a gatekeeper at the New York Times. And on hidden camera, he's talking about how he uses the paper to advance a political agenda. And how he, he says, I am here not to be objective, but to help advance Hillary Clinton's prospects. I used to work for the Clinton campaign, he says. And he makes a bunch of bizarre claims about his relationship with James Comey. And this is the first video came out. And then the executive editor of the New York Times responded by saying that I'm a despicable person for exposing this. And that I have sinned for exposing this.
But I'm going to tell you what really bothered me is the fact that this guy was trying to take down the Trump brand.
Right.
I mean, really just expressing how he was going to go after the business, get people to start investigating the business to try to take it down. Yeah. And I think we have some footage. Yeah. Go ahead and hit it, Rob. Play it.
It's been nearly a year since the Clinton campaign ended in disaster. But Dudich's efforts to defeat President Trump seem far from finished. Now, he's at the New York Times.
I target his businesses, his dumb of his son, Donald Jr. and Eric. So they're running Trump, like the Trump business. Target that. Get people to boycott going to these hotels. Boycott. So a lot of the Trump brand is the thing. If you can ruin the Trump brand, and you put pressure on his business, and you start investigating his business, and you start shutting it down, whether hacking or other things, he cares about his business more than he cares about being president.
Right.
He would resign.
See, okay.
Or he'd lash out.
That right there, with him wanting to target the Trump brand. It just, so you mean to tell me that if the media, these news outlets, don't like you, don't like what you stand for, they can actually target your business and take it down.
Right.
Is
That's
that
right.
what you're saying?
That's right. That's what he's saying. I mean, there was so much to this video. He says he's going to boycott the Trump businesses, target his dumb F-U-C-K of a son. And I mean, just the sheer hatred, the bias, the prejudice. But keep in mind that a lot of this may not surprise people. They think, well, the New York Times is liberal, but they have a mission statement that says they cannot be political. They cannot.
Right.
That's in their ethical code of conduct. And this guy, who is responsible for being their gatekeeper for all their video department, is talking about how he's trying to target the Trump brands and boycott Trump and use his personal agenda to advance the New York Times. So this guy has apparently been fired, though we're not certain of it. The executive editor has responded to this video and says that he will deal with the unethical behavior. But my point is that it's not an isolated incident. There's a lot more. We actually released a second video showing a senior editor basically saying more or less the same thing.
Wow. So us as Americans, how do we combat all of this? I mean, you know, we as Americans, we see this and it almost make you're almost afraid. It's like you're darned if you do, you're darned if you don't.
Right.
So what do we do to combat this here, this type of biasness? Because this is clearly biased.
Yeah.
This is somebody teaming up to try to take somebody down, or somebody spreading a salacious lie, somebody having hate in their heart, and they're never going to write the story right. So what do we need to do?
That's right, because the news is supposed to be there to report the news, not make up different stuff just to try to tear somebody down. And so what is it that we can do?
I think the first thing you do is you have to spread these videos everywhere, like you're doing right now. I think you got to tweet at the New York Times. You got to use social media and ask these managing editors. This is Clifford Levy is the managing editor of the New York Times. And I actually confronted him with a microphone outside of his place of business and walked down the street, and he ran away from me into a bagel shop. And I'm trying to ask him, what is going on with your, I mean, I had a microphone. I was like, what is going on? Did you fire this guy? What is, you said you're going to take action. And he ran away from me. But the thing that citizens need to do, and not everyone's meant to go, strap a hidden camera on themselves and these places, but you can hold them accountable by using social media and sharing the videos and asking questions. I mean, we got a response from the New York Times, and they changed their social media policy just 2 weeks ago because of what we did. They said all of our journalists need to stop spreading, partisan opinions on the internet. So, that's a great response, and that's frankly because of what you guys have done, what the citizens have done in the United States, putting pressure on these people. So you got to put pressure on those in power by using social media as a vehicle to put pressure on them.
Okay, and you know what? And how can our audience help? How can we help keep this going? Because we don't have anybody else to turn to that's not going to be biased. So you like our only source. So how can they help you continue to investigate, continue to uncover the dirt and the biasness, so that we would know what's going on? How can we help?
I would say 2 ways. Well, 3 ways. Number 1 is to spread the videos on social media and tweet them. And when we release the next video on the New York Times or the Washington Post or whatever, I want you to tweet that video at the editor of that institution and ask for a response. Number 2, go to our website, projectveritas.com, and sign up to be a journalist. We are recruiting people all the time. Not everyone's meant to do it, but 1 out of 100 are. And number 3 is you can always make a donation. We're a nonprofit organization. We don't have advertisers, so no one can boycott me. So I'm truly independent. So those are the 3 ways. And one of the most overlooked ways is join our crusade. Become a journalist, come work for us. That's a great way to get involved.
Yeah.
Wow. I love it.
Yeah.
Listen, we're going to continue to support you. Thank you for all that you do. Would you promise to come back on the show and keep us updated?
Keep us updated.
I promise you I'll be back with a big story.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Listen, we appreciate you. We're about to go to break. When we come up, y'all, coming up next, the indictment. What went down today? We'll be right back. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Do you want to see Diamond and Silk keep this thing going? I mean, keep this here thing moving?
Really?
Well, go to our website, diamondandsilk.com, and contribute. Right there, diamondandsilk.com. You can make all of your contributions right there on our website, diamondandsilk.com. So we can keep this party moving on and on and on and on to the break of dawn. On and on and on and on. Like hot butter popcorn. Just on and on and on. That's diamondandsilk.com. Lord, I tell you, he was such a joy.
Yes.
He was such a joy. Just the breakdown of everything.
Right.
You all make sure you go over there and contribute to James O'Keefe. I mean, just look.
We need more good people like
we
him.
need more good people,
Yes.
and we need more people investigating stuff
Right.
to find out the truth and giving us the facts.
The facts.
And not no fiction.
Well, see, a lot of times, we've been silent for so long.
Mhm.
And now that people are waking up and seeing things, they're seeing things differently.
Right.
These platforms give us the opportunity to really speak our viewpoint
Right.
about a lot of stuff that's really turning out to be real.
That's turning out
And
to be
truth.
real. And the truth.
That's
and
right.
The truth.
That's right.
Okay, you all. So listen. So y'all know it all went down today.
It all went down.
And by the time I got up this morning, it had done already spread it about Manafort
Mhm.
was indicted. Rick Gates, he was indicted. Right.
Right.
Okay. All right. And so I've been mad all day.
Man.
Because I've been irritated because, you're tying this here stuff to the president. So let me just give everybody the background in the 411.
Okay, give them the 411.
So Paul Manafort and Rick Gates, they were indicted by a grand jury.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a 31-page indictment. They charged Manafort and Gates with conspiracy against the United States, conspiracy to launder money, failure to file reports of a foreign bank and financial accounts,
right?
Being unregistered agents of a foreign principal, and making false and misleading statements about their work as foreign agents. And the most serious is the money laundering.
Wow.
Okay. And it can land them in jail for possibly 20 years. Okay. So that's what is happening. Manafort has been the center of this investigation.
Right.
With this Mueller situation. And listen, when I look at all of this here, when I look at Manafort, when I look at Gates, this all seemed like a personal problem to me. Yes. So why is this being tied to the Trump administration and the Trump team? Manafort and Gates, this is their problem.
Right.
This is
it is their problem. They had this problem before Manafort came on board to the Trump campaign. But when I sit back and I really, really soul search this thing and sit back, I ask myself this question.
Why?
Was Manafort a plant? I asked myself this particular question because, he was under investigation
before all of this happened.
That's right. And so I'm looking at the coordination as to when Manafort came on board.
When he came on board.
Right, because, he was brought on. They said he was brought on to lead the delegate process.
And actually, Manafort was just like a volunteer. And the reason why he didn't get paid for any of this.
Right.
He did this without getting paid for it. Okay. And if he already had this here in his closet, why is this being tied to the Trump camp?
Once again, see, whenever he came on board, I'm just telling you my theory. All of this is alleged or whatever because I wasn't there and I don't know.
Right.
But something just smells really, really fishy.
Right.
Because there was so much stuff that was going on last week. Now all of a sudden this. Okay.
Right.
Now I'm looking at whenever Manafort came on, how he was already under surveillance.
Okay.
Okay. And then all of a sudden, remember whenever that happened with Don Jr.
Right.
And tell you the truth, when I look at it, that Natalia girl?
Everything was a setup.
And Manafort, they kind of look alike to me. They kind of resemble each other.
Okay.
But now where I'm going with this is that with them having ties with the government already knowing that Manafort have ties to Russia. Okay, to the different things that's going on.
Because he was already undercoverly under investigation.
Right.
Even while he was working for the Trump or volunteering for the Trump campaign.
Right.
So he didn't get paid. So if you ain't getting paid for something, you volunteering for that.
Volunteer.
Right.
And they already knew what was going on. It's just it's too much coincidences that's coming out, how all of these different people along this primary process, somebody have a background or some type of tie to Russia.
Right. Okay, but see, now this is what gets me right here. Okay, so this George Papadopoulos, Papadopoulos. It sounds like an infection to me.
Or a foot disease.
Yes. Okay. He was also a volunteer on the Trump campaign, and he pleaded guilty for lying. And so I listened to the media take this story, and now they spent it as if this dude, as if something is really going to come down. The only thing that this George Papadopoulos did was lie to the FBI.
That's all he did.
He was a volunteer. He didn't get paid for anything.
Right.
Several volunteers volunteered for the Trump campaign.
That's right.
So you can't make the Trump campaign responsible for what somebody do. Another thing about this George Papadopoulos, he had a conversation with a professor.
Right.
And I think they must have been shooting some emails back and forth. But my thing is, did the action happen? Because if the action didn't happen, why are we back and forth?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
If there was no action, why are we back and forth?
That's right.
I don't get it.
It also appeared that whenever they raided Manafort's home, remember the surprise raid back in July 25th?
Yes.
Whenever they raided his home, that the agents took some documents that was considered attorney-client privilege. Okay, and those documents was not part of the items listed on the affidavit that was attached to the warrant. And so with them doing that, okay, follow me here.
Come on.
With them doing that, it's a possibility that Mueller Camp also violated the Fourth Amendment of Manafort. Okay, let me just break something down.
Okay, break it down, Silky Smooth. Break it down, girl.
The Fourth Amendment is violated when the government purposely, knowingly, recklessly, or negligently searches privileged attorney-client communications. So in other words, you already know, okay, you got on your list on what you're going in for.
Right.
But you see some files, some documents, and some information.
So you just grab that too.
So you grab that too, all right? And now all of a sudden, you want to say, okay, well, you conspired against U.S., money laundering, this based off of confidential information between Manafort and his attorney. This whole case is null and void.
But let me ask you this. Now I'm about to go a little bit deeper. We're going to talk about that in the next segment about that dossier. Well, I better wait.
Yeah, we'll talk about the dossier. But Manafort's lawyer did call Mueller out about this.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And see, I don't know if my spirit is settled that this is not a setup so that Manafort and Rick Gates can get off. Okay. I'm just speculating.
Okay, speculate.
All right. Because it's just odd and strange to me that after all of this money, taxpayers' money that's been spent
and wasted,
after all of this time, okay, with Mueller being the special counsel, to see about a Russian collusion. Okay, at the end of the day, this all they got.
Yeah, this is all that they got. This is all, and this has been going on for months. This is all they got. But we see, we know who been colluding with what.
Right.
You know, we're gonna get into it. We know that, but this is all they got.
This is all.
This is it
that they have.
This is it.
Okay. And so,
and you know why this came out.
I know why it came out. But what I'm getting to is my tax damn gone dollar.
Your tax damn dollar.
That's right.
Yeah. That's being wasted.
That's being wasted and spent and investigated on some BS. Okay. Because of some more stuff. And this is all you got.
This is all you got.
Something that happened in somebody's past back in 2010. Something y'all already knew about.
Right. That's
because he was already under investigation.
Oh.
And surveillance.
Oh. This
Do
is
you
all
see
a
what I'm
setup.
talking about?
This is just part of the setup
exactly
that they're doing. This is just part
they
of
already knew about this. Now all of a sudden, okay, you know that I think his date ends tomorrow with the statute of limitation. Okay. So now you want to drop this ball right here. Okay, we're gonna get Manafort. We're gonna indict Manafort. Y'all already knew this here stuff about Manafort.
You already knew about
already
Manafort.
knew this.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And this is just okay. We'll tie this in,
right.
and then we'll just keep this going. You know, this is a waste of taxpayers' dollars.
It's a waste of
this
taxpayers'
is a waste
dollars.
of taxpayers' money.
You just slapped American people in their face.
That's right.
You just hoodwinked us all over again. Everybody's sitting on it. And then here's another thing. I don't know when we go to break, but here's another thing. You got people, and I'm gonna call them weak-minded people, that will hear the correlation of Manafort being indicted, and they call out President Trump's name, and then the next thing you know, they're trying to tie the two. Because I heard one of the pundits say, "Well, don't this here bleed over into Trump's campaign?" And the guy said,
"No, it don't bleed over into Trump campaign."
That's right.
This is Manafort's and Rick Gates' own personal problem.
Exactly.
And this little guy, George Papadopoulos, he's afraid that he may go to prison, but he probably gonna do some time because he lied to the federal government, to the feds, to the FBI. Right. But here's the deal right here.
What's the deal?
He take it, and I guess he gonna talk, I guess, to keep from getting some time.
Right.
But what you gonna talk about?
Well,
about what you said to this professor, because if didn't no action take place, why are we even talking about it?
Okay, so now what Mueller's gonna do is say, okay, here's your indictment, George, Paul, and Rick. So now what I want you to do now is turn me some evidence on Trump. Turn something back on Trump so that your time won't be long.
Well, they better not be lying on our president.
Well, the deal is we already know you a liar because you lied to the FBI.
That's right. That's right. You sure did.
Okay.
And nobody really know who this guy is.
That's right.
Well, nobody even know him. Was he? This little guy is a volunteer, you all.
Right.
His only crime really was lying to the FBI.
Right.
And it's not a crime to talk to a professor about something. That's not the crime.
But who to say that they won't lie again? He won't lie again to save his own hide.
Because he lied.
To
the FBI.
It's if they can get something on our man, this is their only aim to do that. Look at the correlation of James Comey, of the Dossier, and we'll talk about that later. But look at these correlations on how all of these people that is supposed to be there. Now, our president, has never been in political office before.
No, never.
Okay. And so all he knows to do is to go along with the flow.
Right.
Okay. The team members say, we need this person to do this.
Right.
We need this person to do that. You bring in this person to do this. You bring in that person to do that.
Right.
But who is that person really working for? Because if you remember, the GOP did not like President Trump.
No, they didn't.
Okay?
No, they didn't.
All right. And a lot of times the GOP put a lot of this stuff in place. Okay. They put a lot of this stuff in place.
And a lot of times, some in the GOP go right there with the Democrats, and they all be in cahoots together. McCain, insane in the membrane.
That's right.
Yes.
That's how it was so easy for McCain to do that. Okay?
Yeah, y'all know what we're talking about. Because
they're all playing the same
little nasty game here. Same little nasty game. Yes. Well, really, thank you for breaking that down. I mean, but I look. This was really, I don't know why they took it. They blew this out of proportion.
Right.
Because there's a dossier that the DNC and Hillary Clinton is tied to.
Right.
They blew this out of proportion because that uranium deal. Honey, it's a lot of bribery. Kickback, paddywhacks going on with that.
That's right.
That's why they took this story and they blew it out of proportion today.
And another thing.
What, girl?
Podesta brother. Quit.
Was it the brother or was it Podesta step down?
It was Podesta's brother.
He quit his little whatever.
What's his name? Tony Podesta? What's his name?
I think it's Tony Podesta.
He quit.
Today.
Okay, today. After all of this is going on.
So I wonder, is he allegedly money laundering and doing that kind of foolishness too?
He's siding. He's basically saying that because of the pressure that Mueller is putting on him about the Russia and all of this different investigation, he decided to quit today of all days. Today of all days.
Okay, well, he don't want to go to jail, I guess. But this here thing right here still We don't find no collusion with Russia.
There's no collusion.
No collusion.
President Trump's name was nowhere
in this
in the 31-page indictment.
Yeah, and I think it's all a bunch a hogwash, foolishness.
Yes.
Just waste of taxpayers' dollars. And people keep saying Mueller need to resign. I think he do need to step down. I think it's a waste of time and it's a waste of money. And this is what I feel uncomfortable with. We go in and saying, okay, we're going to investigate this Russia collusion. But then you say, oh, I see this, so I'm going to have to get you for this.
Right.
I see that, I'm going to have to get you for that.
Right.
And I'm tired of it. I'm just tired of it.
That's right.
Well, you know what? I found out that some people was really colluding. And we will tell you who is tied to Russia when we come back, you all. We'll be right back. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Do you want to see Diamond and Silk keep this thing going? I mean, keep this here thing moving?
Really?
Well, go to our website, diamondandsilk.com, and contribute. Right there, diamondandsilk.com. You can make all of your contributions right there on our website, diamondandsilk.com. So we can keep this party moving on and on and on and on to the break of dawn. On and on and on and on. Like hot butter popcorn. Just on. That's diamondandsilk.com. And so they keep talking about this Russia. So, but they stopped talking about the Clinton campaign and the DNC.
That's right.
They stopped talking about that.
That's right.
They stopped talking about the uranium. They stopped talking about all of that.
Yeah.
And we got to talk about that.
We got to make sure we talk about that.
Yeah, we got to talk about that.
That's the real Russia collusion.
Oh yes. So, okay, so if Russia is our enemy, why did they sell Russia uranium, which is nuclear material?
Right.
Why did they do that?
And 20% of American uranium they sold.
Yeah.
And come on.
Okay, because girl, I was pissed. I had done started cussing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. So I think the collusion is with the Hillary Clinton camp, the sale of the uranium, and even the Obama administration. Okay. And again, if they are enemy, why are we pushing for uranium? Why are we pushing for this? This stuff can kill us.
Right.
And you push for it knowing that Iran is our enemy.
Right.
But you was also loving on Iran when this uranium deal was going down, giving them advice and talking to them. So it's the craziest thing. So the deal is, if you upset, and you're saying Russia is no good, they are our enemy, they can't be trusted. Well, how in the hell would you trust them with 20% of our uranium? Okay.
And
what, girl?
Who got the money?
Who got the money?
Where did the money go to? Where's the bank account show
that's right.
Money?
So with the sale of this uranium, how much did it cost? And where is the money? What
money?
Bank is it sitting in? Or did it go to Tim Gethner, who was over the Department of Treasury, allegedly, Janet Napalo, who was over the Department of Homeland Security, or Gary Locke, who was over the Department of Commerce, or Ron Kirk, his office was the U.S. Trade Representative, or John Holdren, his office was Science and Technology Policy, or Eric Holder, who was over the Department of Justice, Robert Gates, who was over the Department of Defense, Hillary Clinton, who was the Secretary of State, and Stephen Chu, who was over the Department of Energy. Where did the money go? Okay? And I'll say allegedly.
We're going to say allegedly.
Because I don't want to accuse you.
Did nobody get me?
But here's the deal.
What's the deal?
Before this deal went down, Hillary Clinton's husband got $500,000 for making a speech. Well, even before the deal went down.
You know where that money went.
And then the Clinton Foundation got over $100 million sent to the Clinton Foundation. Okay? And you all want to tell me it wasn't no kickback, paddywhack, give a dog a bone? I beg to differ. I beg to differ. And how is it okay for these people under the Obama administration, all tied to Russia, all of them tied to Russia, telling them something that can destroy us and think we're supposed to be sitting and then you all sitting up here bitching about what you think somebody may have colluded with somebody.
Yeah.
Well, this is some collusion because where is the money at from the sale of the uranium?
That's right.
Did it go back to cut the deficit? Where did the money go?
No.
Where did the money go?
Where did the money go? Okay, now listen, Diamond.
What, girl?
I know you're mad.
I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
Oh, I done cut.
We gotta calm it down.
Yes, I'm so mad about this.
Calm it down because I don't want your blood pressure to go through.
Don't let it go through the roof.
But this is enough to make your blood pressure
go
through the roof.
Here's the deal. Now you all been hounded. This president.
Yes.
You all been putting this scar on him. Colluding. You colluding with the Russians.
Russian salad dressing.
How is it okay for the Obama administration? They had a board.
Yeah.
These people were sitting on a board. They pushed this here through.
Right.
Now, here's the kicker with all of this here, Sil.
What's the kicker?
There was an informant watching all of this going down. And he saw the bribery.
He saw it.
The kickback.
Yes.
The patty whack.
The pay for
yes, the pay for play schemes. He saw it.
He saw it.
And see, according to the, let me just read what I found.
What did you find?
According to the Daily Wire, the Department of Justice, which is the DOJ, released its confidential informant in the Russian bribery scheme case. So there was a Russian bribery scheme case going on, okay, tied to the Uranium One deal. That's what y'all don't understand. They keep saying, well, oh no, they just pinning this on Clinton. Wait a minute. There was some bribery going on because there was an informant out there. Bless her. Okay.
That's the one that's under the gag.
He was under a gag order from a confidentiality agreement that the Obama administration allegedly forced him to sign. So they forced him to sign a confidentiality agreement. A confidentiality agreement is an agreement where you can't disparage, you can't talk about, you can't talk against. You really have to be quiet.
That's right.
Okay. And they forced him to sign it, clearing him to testify before Congress. So what the DOJ did was they came in and said, you know what, we're going to lift this gag order so that you can talk to Congress.
This is under the Trump administration.
This is under the Trump administration. Yeah. Okay. So now he will have the opportunity to tell Congress what he witnessed as an informant regarding the efforts by the Russian nuclear industry to try to secure a deal for the Obama administration. Yes, girl. So he will be testifying before Congress about all of this here. Now, here's the deal. If this uranium deal was so right, it was perfect, nobody did anything illegal, then why were you all trying to hush up this informant?
And see, I hear you talking. And I'm praying for this guy, but I only have 2 words.
What? Be safe?
No. No. Body count.
Oh, okay. See, now I hope they have him protected.
They got to have him
him well protected because
his whole body got to be in body armor.
Yeah, have him protected. Yeah, because wait a minute. And see, I think what Mueller is doing, it's gonna backfire. Because from my understanding, I think he was over something when this uranium deal happened.
That's right.
So how can you go after somebody thinking that they had ties to Russia when y'all had ties to them too?
You're doing about the same
You're doing the same thing. And then I heard the news say, okay, this is what Manafort did and Rick Gates did. That was white collar crimes. Well, what color do you call it when the Clintons do something? Would you call them misdemeanors? What kind of crimes are that?
Blue collars?
No, that ain't no blue collars. Those are white collar crimes too.
Exactly.
But what I don't understand is why is it that the Clintons don't ever get convicted of anything?
Right.
I mean,
and the proof is right there.
In the pudding. There it is. We can see it
right there.
They don't get convicted for anything.
Right.
They won't even indict them. And we have a Justice Department that's just sitting looking.
Right. And that's that 2-tier system. You know, you have a system for the ones that have the money, and then you have a system for everybody else.
Yeah, I see oppression.
I
see oppression that the Clintons are not charged the same way that regular Americans are charged.
That's right.
And that's a problem for me.
Yeah.
That is a big problem for me. And so this whole scenario, this is the collusion right here.
That's right.
You all pushed this uranium deal.
Yeah.
You all sold, if Russia is supposed to be our enemy, you sold them bomb-making nuclear material. where they can take if they wanted to and sell it to Iran.
That's right.
Dodo birds.
That's right.
And you push this deal through. And then how much money did we get for this uranium?
Right.
If you sold this here, this is supposed to be on behalf of the United States. Where's the money at?
Where is the money?
Did it go to pay down the deficit?
That's right.
Huh? Did
That's
you put
right.
it into the Social Security fund? What did you do with the money?
That's right.
And who got the kickbacks? Patty Wax, give a dog a ball.
That's right.
We know that Bill Clinton got $500,000 before that meeting. We know the Clinton Foundation got over $100 million to their foundation.
That's right.
Okay. Where did the money go? How much did the uranium cost?
That's right.
We got to start asking some hardcore questions. Yes. And why did the Obama administration try to silence this informant from speaking out against the bribery, the kickbacks, Patty Wax, give a dog a bone?
You're absolutely right. That's right. That's right.
It's something going on here.
And it was a whole lot of collusion, not just with the uranium deal, but also, you know, it continues to circle back around to the Obama administration,
right?
To the Hillary Clinton camp,
right?
You know, with the FISA application,
right?
With the surveillance of these different people. There's a lot of different things and a lot of different breakdowns that's been going on,
right?
And it's a lot of stuff that's coming out.
It's coming out. It's got to come out.
It's a whole lot of stuff that's coming out, especially when it comes down to the surveillance of the Trump Tower.
Right.
Even Manafort. Remember, he lived in the Trump Tower.
Right.
Remember that?
That's right. He surely did. Yeah.
And so what I'm trying to say here is that the lies is coming home.
It's coming home to roost because you can't point the finger.
Right.
When you have no proof. Right. Well, we got all this proof right here.
We have all of it.
So how is it that you all can deal with old nasty Russia? They were your friends then, but all of a sudden they're the enemy. Well, if they're the enemy now, they was the enemy then.
That's right.
You dealt with them. And Clinton, he took money from them.
He took money from them. Yes, he did. He sure did.
And I'm so ready to hear about the briberies and the kickback.
Woo.
I'm really ready to hear about that.
They are really, really, truly, truly coming. They are really, really, truly coming. And you know, I have a timeline here.
Go ahead.
You know, and it's so much on the plot that went down, and that really will tell you and enlighten you on a lot of different things that's going on.
Right.
But do you remember back? We did a show and we talked about James Clapper. Remember James Clapper?
Yes. And he a liar too.
Yeah.
He a liar in my book.
He's a liar, you know. And I had to pull the clip. Whenever he said what he said, and it didn't make no sense to me. So I want to show everybody this clip of James Clapper.
Take a look, y'all.
Take a look.
For the part of the national security apparatus that I oversaw as DNI, there was no such wiretap activity mounted against the president-elect at the time, or as a candidate, or against his campaign. I can't speak for other Title III authorized entities in the government or a state or local entity.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if the FBI, for instance, had a FISA court order of some sort for a surveillance, would that be information you would know or not know?
Yes.
You would be told this?
I would know that.
If there was a FISA court order on something like this?
Something like this, absolutely.
And at this point, you can't confirm or deny whether that exists?
I can deny it.
There is no FISA court order?
Not to my knowledge.
Of anything at Trump Tower?
No.
Well, that's an important revelation at this point.
So you see that, okay?
I see it, girl.
So, but come to find out, all right, there was FISA warrants. I call it the backdoor entrance.
The backdoor
entrance. That's what I call it. Yes. And it's coming out now that you had a lot of different people that was surveilled that was around President Trump. Remember when I said how they're not supposed to surveil anyone here in the United States.
Right.
Okay. But what they did is they went through the British spy.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Is what they did.
Right.
To have a connection some kind of way.
Right.
They went through the Russia. If you connected to Russia, you got Manafort there. They were surveying him.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So as they're surveying him and have him connected to President Trump, okay, that's how they're able to get information. And then you got these different leaks. But what I wanted people to understand for Clapper is Clapper said, no, this never happened. But there is information.
Liar.
This was already happening in the playbook and still happening. So when our president tweeted out that the Obama administration have wiretapped him, he was not lying.
He was not telling a lie.
He was not
telling the
lying
truth about that.
because what they
were tapping some kind of way.
Right.
Somebody listened to somebody's
conversation.
Yes.
And what I'm finding out is that this plot was done by the U.S. intelligence agency. And I'm going to say allegedly because I wasn't there to see it. But what I will say is before Obama got out of office, January, before he left office, a week or two, he lapsed those laws where the U.S. intelligence, they can now share this information abroad.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
He did this right before he got out of office.
Right.
That's exactly right. So you all, and we said that this was going to come right back.
It was going to come back full circle. And behind all of this, even down to Don Jr. and that meeting with that lady.
That's right.
All of it was a setup.
All of it.
Listen, you all, when we come back, we're going to talk about the infamous Dossier, the DNC, and the Hillary Clinton campaign.
Yeah.
We'll be right back with more Chit Chat. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Do you want to see Diamond and Silk keep this thing going? I mean, keep this here thing moving?
Really?
Well, go to our website, diamondandsilk.com, and contribute. Right there, diamondandsilk.com. You can make all of your contributions right there on our website, diamondandsilk.com. So we can keep this party moving on and on and on and on to the break of dawn. On and on and on and on. Like hot butter popcorn. Just on. That's diamondandsilk.com. Okay, you all.
Yeah.
So the infamous Dossier and the DNC and the Hillary campaign.
Yes.
So I really believe the reason why Mueller wanted to make sure that this happened today was to get the heat off of Hillary Clinton, her campaign, and this Dossier.
Okay.
Now let me explain something to you all about the Dossier. The Dossier, you all, which was purchased by Hillary Clinton's camp and the DNC. Okay. And I heard this here, Judge Janine even mentioned that, okay?
Yes.
Okay, which was purchased by them. This Dossier was fake. This is, okay, I know they do something called operational research on candidates.
Right.
And to a degree, you can find the dirt on people. I get that.
Right.
But when you take something that's fake and you pay close or over $6 million for this fake.
Yep.
And then you take this fake piece of Dossier and you put it in the media like it's news and it ends up being fake news.
That's right.
That's where the crime come in.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's right.
They want to go back. Let's go back to George Papadopoulos. They want to talk about he wanted some dirt on Hillary. Well, Hillary, her camp, and the DNC was pushing fake dirt on the president, on Trump.
That's right.
Okay?
Exactly.
And this is what it outraged everybody.
That's right.
This is what people are upset about.
Exactly. And whenever we had to put out our little tweet, because we had to tweet about that thing.
Yes.
You had people coming back talking about where it all started with the Republicans.
Okay.
It all started with the Republicans, what they try to say. Okay, so you know what?
What you do, girl?
Paul Singer is his name. Okay. He was the GOP mega billionaire donor.
Okay, he was a billionaire
that paid Fusion GPS to originally start the effort of opposition research on Donald Trump. Okay. From the fall of 2015 to the spring of 2016 during the 2016 primary.
All right.
Okay. But after Trump became the nominee, Paul Singer backed away from it.
He didn't want to have nothing else to do with that Dossier.
That's right.
And was the Dossier out there like that? He didn't push that Dossier.
He did not push it because
Paul Singer did not even push the Dossier.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And see, he was Marco Rubio. Okay. Top donor. Okay. Is who he was. So he's part of the GOP.
Right.
And so forth. All right. After that, that's whenever Hillary Clinton
and her camp
DNC picked up the bill to keep this thing moving.
Okay, so they picked up the bill to keep this dossier moving.
Right.
And none of the stuff, everything in that dossier, none of that stuff is true.
Right.
Okay.
Right. But none of it is true. But one thing that the lawyer for Steele admitted in court filings last April, he said that his work was not verified, okay, and was never meant to be made public.
Wait a minute, for the dossier?
For the dossier.
So if he said that his work was not verified and was not meant to be made public, then why in the hell did they purchase this dossier and push it to the news if it was real news when you knew good and well it was fake news?
Yes.
Hillary Rodham Clinton, her campaign, and the DNC, all of them need to be arrested for forgery. They push fake news. If they gonna get Russia for pushing, thank you, girl. If they gonna get Russia for pushing fake news, they most definitely need to get them, the DNC, Hillary Clinton campaign, for pushing fake news.
And see, what had happened was
what, girl? Girl, I will get mad. Listen, don't do that.
The congressional Republicans have tried to force Fusion GPS to identify the Democrat or group behind the Steele work, behind this guy's work. But the firm has said that it will not do so, citing confidentiality agreements with its clients. But after, going to court or whatever, the DNC knew that this was about to come out. And so that's why they fessed up and admitted that, okay, yes, we did pay for this dossier.
The DNC is very nasty.
Yes,
These people are nasty.
They nasty, and the FBI, because according to my records, the FBI, I would say allegedly paid some money for this piece of dossier. All right?
Right.
The Obama administration, Obama Campaign Organization, it was named OFA, Obama for America. Okay? From my understanding, has paid $972,000 allegedly to Perkins Co-op, okay? According to the FEC, which is the Federal Election Commission, okay?
Now, why did he pay them close to $1 million?
To funnel money to Perkins to give to the Fusion.
For the dossier.
For the dossier. That's right. It was a backdoor drive.
So they done paid close to $7 million for a dossier, which happens to be a fake. That's just like me sitting up here making up a story here. Y'all pay me for it and y'all push it.
Right.
And they push that. And if they gonna hold Russia accountable for going on social media and pushing fake news, you all should hold Hillary Clinton, the DNC, and all of them and her campaign accountable for pushing fake news too. Because you can do operation research, but what you can't do is blatantly put on a lie to smear somebody.
That's right.
And they did a smear campaign. And I remember what I used to say. The more they only smear him because they fear him. I used to say that all the time.
That's right.
And come to find out it was nothing but fake news.
And Christopher Steele is a former British spy. So you see how this circle back around? All of these folks are connected some kind of way.
Yeah.
Okay. And so with the information, they know it's not real. But if you remember, you had Comey, James Comey, to dangle this dossier in front of Trump right before his inauguration. Okay. Talking about some salacious stuff that was on this dossier.
And Comey is a liar.
Comey knew this is from my inner. This is what you feel.
Yes.
He knew that this was fake and all a setup.
Right.
James Comey knew this.
He knew that.
Yes.
He knew that.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. And let that listen, you all. This dossier, DNC.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton. These are liars. These people are liars.
They straight liars.
Hillary. I'm sorry.
Yep.
It's not that.
She's a liar. Sorry.
She's a liar.
They all.
Let me just go back before we go into our email grab bag letter tonight. Let me go back. Did you bring it?
I'll bring it. But go ahead. Say what you got to say.
Let's go back to when she was running against Obama.
That's right.
When she was running against Obama, you all.
Yep.
She is the one that made us think. Her camp.
Yeah.
Was the one that put out this scar that said he was a Muslim.
That's right.
That's why we started thinking that he was a Muslim.
He might be a foe.
Yeah, that's why we thought that.
That's right.
She was the one that started the birth the movement.
That's right.
Because she implied that he didn't live in this country.
That's right.
Okay?
That's
she
right.
was the one that started that. When Donald Trump, and if y'all can remember, something happened in South Carolina when she was running against Obama.
Right.
Remember?
Right.
Where black people started moving against Hillary and they started calling her racist.
That's right.
Remember?
Yeah.
This was back when she was running against Obama. Okay, so 9 years later, she's running against Donald Trump. Okay?
Yeah.
So the star she put on him was all this salaciousness, but that word racist.
That word racist.
Yeah. That came from who? Clinton and her camp. That's
right.
who that came from.
Exactly.
You know, and something is wrong with her. Now she done got Obama in her mess.
That's right.
Because she used to going around here allegedly stealing and stuff.
But the reason why she got Obama in her mess is because they wanted to use Obama as a tool to get the black votes so that she can try to win, so she'll be able to cover this mess.
Cover all of this here up.
And we won't know about none of this.
And what I don't understand, somebody got to kick back Patty Whack, give a dog a bone. Because how is it that Obama has a house in D.C. paying, I'll say allegedly, I think $17,000, probably $38,000 a month. Okay, and then I'm just coming from Palm Springs, California.
Right.
I heard he have a house out there because he want to play golf. So how do you go in that White House poll, but you come out 50 rich? I don't get it.
And then I heard that they looking somewhere in New York. Now this is what I had heard. So I'm gonna say allegedly, but I really heard this. So I don't know, Diamond, but one thing I do know.
What, girl?
There is a lot of mess going on.
Oh yeah.
And it don't smell right.
It's sugar honey iced tea.
Just like
sugar honey iced tea, baby.
Just like us.
Yeah. And I don't understand, how can you point the finger and the thumb and all your other fingers is pointing back at you? You done some stuff.
Underhanded stuff.
Oh,
and then for the media to sit on a platform and tell all of these salacious fake stories about something, and keep pushing it over and over and over to get people to believe this. Shame on them for doing that. And then want to tell our president to stop tweeting. And that's only so that the narrative.
So that they can control the narrative.
That's all they want to do.
Listen, you all. The collusion that I see was with the Obama administration, with Hillary Roth and Clinton, or whatever her name is, and her camp, and the DNC.
That's right.
And then all of those people that was under that Obama administration, that the names that I called, that's the collusion. There's an informant out there that knows some kickback, paddywhack, some bribery was going on. Okay, so pray for him. Okay, that's the number one thing. When it comes to this dossier, you can do your operation research on anybody to dig up some dirt. But the dirt got to be the true dirt. You can't push a false narrative and think that you're right. And you didn't do nothing wrong. You paid $6 million or close to $7 million for lies to push lies, and you spread a fake news. And we should, as Americans, should be outraged. You should be outraged about that.
And for this fake FBI, because it was because of James Comey. When Donald Trump fired James Comey, that's when they got this special prosecutor, Mueller, to come in and to investigate this Russia thing. But you know what? All of this was based because of this fake dossier. Okay? It was based off of this fake dossier that they knew was fake. I think the American people should sue them for our money back.
And it's about time for us to write the Justice Department. If the Justice Department don't want to step up and do their job, then some people need to start leaving the Justice Department. Put some people in place. Some people need to be prosecuted, y'all. Some people need to be prosecuted. We got to go. Listen, we done talked a whole hour. We can't even do the letter. Because I'm so ticked off about this. But people need to be made aware of what's going on. Listen, don't forget to like us and follow us on Facebook. Make sure that you take and you share this video. Shout out to Elizabeth Luker on YouTube. Thank you for your contribution. Love you so much, and everybody that's been
everybody
contributing.
else that's
Thank you so much. Remember,
you.
every day at 11:21 a.m., we pray for our president. We pray for this country. This too shall pass.
Yes.
Always remember. And people gonna have to get the mark out of their own eye before they try to come for somebody else's eye.
Right.
That's all I got to say about that. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Periscope, and Instagram.
Yes.
Anything else? Oh, and don't forget the lunch date. The lunch date, you all, everything ends November the 1st. Go purchase something so your name can be entered into the draw.
Yes.
And then we're gonna pull the names on November the 1st.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So listen, we just coming to give y'all the 211. We call the 211 because it's two of us.
And we're the ones giving it to you.
So in the meantime and in between time, we will see you all next time right here on Chit Chat Live. Good night, everybody.